Hey guys, welcome back. I hope you had a really great day trading today. So today was Tuesday, November 26th. This is Thanksgiving week, and SPY did open with a small gap up today. And from there, it was a straight shot to the top of the implied move. We did make new all-time highs today at the very end of the day, and we got above 601, which was the top of the implied move, and then we pulled back down to close within the implied move. So got above 601 for just a moment and then came back down. Today, if you did sell 601, 602 bear call spreads, if you had that order in, that would have filled at the very end of the day. It would have been a scary trade, but it also would have been a 100% winner at expiration. And also note that the 35 EMA did cross into the green here today. And SPX, same thing over here today. We did see a small gap up to open, and then from there we took it right to the top of the implied move. So 60-20, 60-30 bear call spreads would have paid today. And the 35 EMA pulled into the green, and we are watching that carefully because that could be our extreme overbought signal that gives us a pullback tomorrow. SPY did close up 0.52%. SPX closed up 0.57%. VIX closed down 3.56%. We are now just a little bit above 14, and SPY did close within the implied move. SPX closed just a little bit outside of the implied move. So VIX down at 14 again. Do you guys remember when low VIX used to be a sell signal? All right, and then taking it over to QQQ. QQQ did open today with a gap up, and we did open up in the middle of the implied move, and it's a little bit hard to see, but that wick goes all the way almost to the top of the implied move. So right around here, just short of 511. So if you had 511, 512 bear call spread orders at open, that would have filled for you with that pop, but that was the only time of the day that would have filled. So that would have had to be an order that you put in before market opened. From there, we came back down. We stayed above this up gap, and just underneath that, we had the 35 EMA and the 30-minute 200 moving average, which kept us up today. So QQQ today did close up 0.54%, VXN down 4.49%, and we did stay completely within the implied move today here. And as far as intraday trading went today, from where we opened to where we closed was pretty flat today. And then IWM did see a gap down at open. Let me lock that gap right here. So we gapped down and then dropped down to the 35 EMA. This up gap, this was from the start of the week. We dropped into that. So up gap plus 35 EMA caught us, and we stayed right on top of that 35 EMA today and closed just a little bit above it. So IWM did take a down day today, down 0.73% at close. If you were watching Stupid Willie down below, we did get that red signal yesterday, and today we did see that follow through. And with that down gap today, we did take it down all the way to the bottom of the implied move. You could see this wick right here got underneath the 35 EMA, and it took it right to that 239 bottom of the implied move, and then from there we bounced. So if you were playing bull put spreads today, 239, 238, those would have filled at open, and they would have closed up 100%. So IWM down 0.73% today, RVX down 1.65%, and we did stay completely within the implied move today. And lastly, DIA opened with a small gap down as well today. And it was an interesting day over here. We dropped down. We didn't quite get down to the 35 EMA, but we did reverse course, and then we V'd back up to make new all-time highs. This was a very strange move. It was within the implied move for the day, And I didn't get a chance to research why this happened. Maybe it had something to do with the tariffs and blue chip stocks. I don't know. I have no idea why, but this was a wild move. We did see that bounce and new all-time highs made today in the Dow. So DIA did close up 0.29%. And we did stay within the implied move for the day, and the implied move for the week, which is that Friday contract, we are just a little bit above that with the 35 EMA pushing into this green. I mean it, guys, tomorrow we're going to see a red day here. And if not, then I'm going to not be using this 35 EMA trick on the weekly contracts, only the daily. And tonight I am going to make the full video. So I'm going to do tomorrow's trading ranges on the video. But let me know in the comments today, do you guys like when I go over the trading range for tomorrow in the video or when I post it out on TradingView? A lot of nights I cannot do both, but I can do one or the other. So let me know below which one works best for you guys. Tonight I'm going to be doing it on the video, so let's go check out tomorrow's levels. Alright guys, so before we head into tomorrow's trading ranges, if you find these videos useful, if they help you to choose better strikes and take better trades, and you love how I break it down every night, then please make sure to give this video a like. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss out when I do post new videos. Leave me a comment if you have any questions. Oftentimes I have a tutorial that I can lead you to answer questions, and if not, I'll do the best I can to answer any questions. I do try and get back to them within 24 hours. And if you guys took a really great trade, made a ton of money, and you know it's because of something you learned here, then don't be afraid of that thank you button underneath the video. And if you're new and you're still learning, but you still want to help support my channel, then share this video. And that helps just as much. Alright, so tomorrow's implied move in SPY is between 597 and 604, and that is from options. The 30-day average volatility is quite a bit wider, 594 to 607, and the implied move on Friday's half day is 596 to 605. And to the upside, the first and only level to look for is going to be all-time highs. We made those today, and that is at 601.33. If we do get above that and see that as a support, maybe some upward momentum, then 604 is the top of the implied move, and 605 is the top of the implied move on Friday's contract. To the downside, we do have this up gap from today and the 35 EMA. Those two are together right now. That could offer some support that is near the bottom of the implied move, which is 597 and 596 on Friday's contract. And at the very bottom of the trading range tomorrow, we have the 30-minute 200 moving average. On the day before Thanksgiving, I would think that this would be max pain if we do drop. Also, I forgot to mention earlier that we do have GDP and pre-market tomorrow, and also PCE at 10 a.m. So be mindful of that. Options are not showing a lot of volatility for tomorrow expected, but just know that we do have those two things. So GDP and pre-market, PCE at 10 a.m. All right, and then SPX, the implied move over here tomorrow is between 59.90 and 60.55, and that is from options. The 30-day average volatility quite a bit wider, 59.55 to 60.90, and then the implied move on Friday's half day is 59.75 to 60.65. And to the upside, the first level to look for is going to be all-time highs. We made those today on the last candle, and all-time highs are at 60.25.42. And then if we do get above that, then the next target would be 60.55 and 60.65 on Friday's half day. So if we do get near the top of the implied move, then this does look like a very attractive spread for tomorrow. To the downside, we do have the 35 EMA. That is our magnet EMA. We do return to that very often. And right along with that, we have this up gap as well. Those two levels could act as support. The bottom of the implied move is 59.90. That's right within the gap as well. And 59.75 is on Friday's contract. So if we do drop tomorrow, because this is a $15 wide spread, I would actually choose 59.85, 59.75, as opposed to the 59.90 on tomorrow's contract if we do drop. And at the very bottom of the trading range, we do have the 30-minute 200 moving average. I would expect that to hold as support for tomorrow. And then QQQ, the implied move over here for tomorrow is between 505 and 513, and that is from options. The 30-day average volatility 502 to 516, and then on Friday's half day 504 to 514. And to the upside, we are seeing a bit of resistance here. So basically where the top of this gap was, so 509, we've seen as resistance. So this is Monday. We opened with that gap up and then we got pulled back down. Today we didn't get much above this gap. So 509 to maybe 510 is where we're seeing resistance right here. And then if we get above that, then the next level is 513, 514 on Friday's contract. And then at the very top of the trading range, we do have 516, which lines right up with all-time highs. All-time highs are at 515.58. So that is just underneath that 516 strike. And then to the downside, we do have the 35 EMA. Let's go ahead and put that in right here. And that is running right with the 30-minute 200 moving average, just underneath it. And then under that, we have the up gap from today. So a decent amount of support to the downside. If we do drop, we have a few things to prop us back up and either close slightly down or in the green. And this isn't the prettiest setup, but we do have this 35 EMA above the 30-minute 200 moving average. That is bullish, and we have a green signal line here. So not the prettiest setup, but it is bullish. And bottom of the implied move is 505 and 504 on Friday's contract. Underneath all of that, we have the 1 hour 200 moving average, and that is where we did find support the week before. We bounced on that level a few times before finally taking off. So not a very difficult trading range in QQQ. Then we have IWM. The implied move here tomorrow is between 237 and 244, and that is from options. The 30-day average is 235 to 246, and then on Friday's contract, 236 to 245. And to the upside, we do have this down gap from today. We were not able to get above that gap, so when we gapped down, dropped to the 35 EMA, we came up to that and it was resistance. So bottom of that gap, 241.67, top at 242.25, a little bit more than that. And then if we do fill that, then expect the top of that gap to act as a resistance. But if we do get above that, 244 is the top of the implied move, 245 on Friday's contract, and all-time highs, the new all-time highs that we made for the first time in 3 years, are right above the implied move, which is 244.98. Signal line is pointing down. It is red. So if we do see a follow through there, then underneath us we have this up gap, the little part here that didn't fill. Bottom of that gap is at 238.69. We could see a little bit of support right there. But if we break it down, 237 is the bottom of the implied move, 30-minute 200 moving average is right here, and 236 is on Friday's contract. If we do drop 237, 236 definitely looks like an attractive spread. And then lastly, we have DIA. And DIA, the implied move for tomorrow, 445 to 453, and that is from options. And the weekly implied move is between 438 to 453. Sorry, no, that's right here. So 438 to 448. So to the upside, we do have all-time highs, and that is, let me see if I can move that. Okay, right here, all-time highs, and that is 449.33. We did make those today with that final candle, and then if we do get above that, then 453 is the top of the implied move. And remember, the top of the implied move is 448. I'm hoping to see price come back down underneath 448. We do have extreme overbought signals, and then with that 35 EMA up in the green, that could be just the confirmation we need to see a pullback down. So 448 is the first level underneath us, and then we have the 35 EMA right here, and then the bottom of the implied move for tomorrow, 445, and that sits right there on the top of this up gap from Monday. And I'm just going to fix this gap right here. It was filled just a tiny bit today, so right there. And so 35 EMA is just above this up gap, bottom of the implied move, 445. And then within the weekly implied move, we have that 30-minute 200 moving average as support. If we do drop, that'd be a pretty darn big drop for tomorrow, but that is the implied move for the entire week. But this is the most likely close, and further than that, the most likely close is where those two boxes overlap. So that is everything you guys need for tomorrow. Just a heads up, I am not making a video for the half day on Friday. You guys are on your own for that day. I will not be trading. I'm not even going to be near a computer. I'm wishing you guys a really great Thanksgiving, and have fun, trade safe, make sure you take profits when you're up, and I will see you guys on Sunday night.